ഇത് നമുക്ക് ഇത് മറ്റേ കുൽഗീത്ത് വല്ലതും ഉണ്ടോ? ഹലോ, കുൽഗീത്ത് ഒന്ന് കൊടുത്തേക്കണേ. നമുക്ക് സാറ് ജോയിൻ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടോ?
യെസ്.
ഹലോ,
ഞാൻ ജോയിൻ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടേ.
സർ.
Kumar sir. Very happy to see you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Satya. Kumar sir is using virtual.
Yes, sir. Rajesh sir, shall we start the program?
Yes, sir. Yes. Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. So very good afternoon to all of you. Let's start this national webinar with the Kulgeet of IGNOU. I think there is a problem with the presentation of our Kulgeet. So let's start with the webinar. So today's national webinar is on citizen-centric administration for effective governance. So this particular webinar is being planned as part of the Vigilance Awareness Week that's being held across India from 30th of October to the 5th of November. So the topic is on citizen-centric administration for effective governance. So the topic implies that the administration nowadays we need more of citizen-centric administration, and the importance of citizen-centric administration for good governance is being highlighted in this particular webinar. And it's, of course, it's the need of the hour, and the country needs for its development such citizen-centric administration. And for this particular presentation, today we have Sri M.C. Rajilan. He is the recognized trainer of the Department of Personnel and Training, Government of India. And he is a renowned resource person for many of the programs that are being organized across the country. And also we have today our Senior Region Director, Dr. M. Rajesh. He will be presiding over this program. So my duty is to welcome you all to this program. First, I would like to welcome our Senior Region Director, Dr. M. Rajesh, for presiding over this national webinar. I, on behalf of the Regional Center Trivandrum and all the participants of this national webinar, I welcome you, sir, to this program.
Thank you. Thanks.
Next, I would like to welcome our resource person, Sri M.C. Rajanan, a renowned resource person and a trainer, recognized trainer of DOPT Government of India, to this national webinar for his session and topic presentation on citizen-centric administration and effective governance. Sir, I welcome on behalf of Regional Center Trivandrum and based and on all the participants who are attending this national webinar.
Thank
Welcome
you.
you.
Thank you.
Next, I would like to welcome all the participants across the regional centers, other regional centers like Bhagalpur Regional Center, Vadagara Regional Center, Cochin, and all other regional centers. My colleagues across all the regional centers, my colleagues from Regional Center Trivandrum, and all the other participants who are attending this national webinar. I hope this particular webinar would be of special interest for all the regional centers, as well as all the stakeholders like the study centers across the country, not only IGNOU, but all the other officers, etc. So I welcome you all. Once again, I welcome you all to this program. Thank you. Next, I would like to invite our regional director, Senior Regional Director, Dr. M. Rajesh, to make to give his presidential address.
Thank you, Dr. Satyakirti. It is always a pleasure to join programs which are planned and executed by you. As always, this is a very relevant topic on which we are going to deliberate, and we are going to listen to a very eminent professional in this field, Sri Rajalan sir. It has been our pleasure to have sir at our webinar to educate us on the diverse aspects which are related to governance, and governance in a citizen-centric manner. Now, a lot of people may ask, governance by itself should be citizen-centric. The name itself may suggest that governance has to be citizen-centric. But there are a lot of diverse thought processes which today occupy the minds of people with regard to governance. Does governance actually mean strictness alone? Does governance mean that people will be forced to adopt a certain path? Does governance actually mean that there will be no freedom of expressing one's thought and belief in a particular avenue? Or does governance, on the other hand, mean that there will be absolute freedom, there will be freedom to do anything to the extent that the whole process may become anarchic in nature? So such diverse thought processes does come into the mind of a large number of people when we talk about the concept of governance. Now, citizen, we all know, is the very basis of a country or a society. Now, citizens have their own duties, their own roles, and in turn, citizens have a need to be governed as well. Because in a society where citizens are not governed properly, there can only be anarchy and can only be destruction. Let us take the case of Syria. Let us take the case of numerous other countries where governance has broken down. The fact is that there is neither peace, nor tranquility, nor happiness of any nature. We may, in fact, say that many of the countries across the globe have gone down the path of losing their proper governance in the last few years. If I can give you a simple example, Afghanistan of 1960s and 70s was considered to be the poster boy for development in Asia. In fact, Afghanistan at that moment had the largest number of female doctors, the best and freest of press that could have been encapsulated anywhere. And the development model was such a big success that everyone imagined that in a few years to come, Afghanistan would overtake most of the countries, especially in the West, when it comes to development and social progress. But that was not to be because of the simple fact that governance never got stabilized in Afghanistan. Whatever little governance was there, it broke down inevitably, and over a period of time, Afghanistan became a poster boy of not a well developed economy or a well developed country, but rather of all the malaise that we can imagine in a certain setup. So that's the kind of change that actually governance or lack of it can bring out in a certain society. So the importance of governance, without stating further, is of paramount significance in a country like India and also across the globe. And therefore, we need to be educated, we need to be addressed very significantly on this important topic of citizen centric administration and governance. And there is no better person to deal with this topic than Rajalan sir, whose biodata itself shows that he has had wide experience and wide grasp on this very important area. I'm sure that all of you have come to listen to him and not to me lecturing on that topic. Therefore, I wouldn't extend my initial talk or initial remarks much further. Without much ado, let me conclude my initial presidential remarks and hand over the floor to Rajalan sir, who will be educating us on this very, very significant aspect. And let us all go with a basket full of ideas and a basket full of thoughts when this talk actually gets concluded. Sir, it is an absolute pleasure and a privilege to have you with us, sir. And we look forward to your vibrant and wonderful thoughts. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Rajesh sir, for the wonderful opening. Actually, you scored well as an opening batsman. And my responsibility also increased because the expectation that you created through your introduction is I'm taking it with all uh, simplicity, humility, and but responsibility. Thank you very much, Igno, for giving me such a wonderful opportunity to interact with the cream of the society of India, all over part India. And my special thanks to Satya for repeatedly inviting me for such a an event. So we have 15 participants at the floor now. I think it is better.
Just an intervention, sir. Sorry for interrupting you, but it's not 15. It is also live streamed on
Okay,
Facebook.
okay. In the centers, regional centers.
So a lot of other participants are also there, but
Okay.
this is the panel that we have. So
Okay, okay. Thank you, thank you. So
thank you, sir.
if you can switch on your camera and switch off your mic, it will be better for me to interact with you because I believe in interacting with my participants, whether it is in the direct classroom training program or in online training sessions. So those who are able to open your camera, switch on your camera, I'm requesting you to switch on it if the conditions allow, because I know it is the evening. There may be some lot of restrictions for you. Thank you, Jagamba Prasad, for opening your camera and visibility towards me. And as we know, the Central Vigilance Commission has declared celebrating 30th October to 5th November as the Vigilance Week from 2020, since it falls under the 31st of October is the birth anniversary of Sardar Vallabhai Patel, who played a key role in uniting our nation as we see now after independence. So let us pay the tributes and homage to him in this occasion, the first. And as we know, Central Vigilance Commission, which was duly installed or which was duly uh, inducted to this country in February, 11th February 1964, after a suggestion by the committee posted by Government of India for suggesting reasons for prevention of corruption. And the chairman was Sri Sadanandam. And the Sadanandam Commission suggested the formation of vigilance, Central Vigilance Commission. And the first vigilance commissioner was Nettur Srinivasa Rao. He was the first vigilance commissioner. And this year's vigilance week's celebrations theme is say no to corruption and commit to the nation. Why I am emphasizing all these things, because when we were discussing about giving a subject on this webinar, I just look at the vision of Central Vigilance Commission, and I point out to two words in it. Number one, to ensure good governance, that was the first word, and combat corruption by performing the values of ethics and integrity to foster transparent and accountable system of public administration that address the concern and aspiration of, next word is, citizen of India. So the vision of Central Vigilance Commission starts with the to ensure good governance and ends with the word the concerns and aspirations, to address the concerns and aspirations of the citizen of India. So the only solution is, as Rajesh sir rightly said, citizen-centric administration. So that is why we have selected this subject in the Vigilance Week celebration as part of the Vigilance Week celebration. And how we define a citizen, because we all are working now for the benefit of the citizen and to meet the expectation of the citizen all over the country. And can anybody tell, raise your hands and tell how you define the citizen of India? Or we in administration which was transferred to the India from the British colonial rule, the system was functionary centered. And the functionaries were deciding what are the aspirations of the citizen, what are the needs of the citizen, and how rules are to be made, how administration should be functioned, and all the things were decided by the functionaries. That was a That was the system which the colonial rule was, while they were ruling the entire world. They created administrative system not for administration but for ruling the nations. But when we got independence, we started thinking about our citizen, especially when we become declared as a sovereign democratic republic in 1950. We were thinking about the benefits of our citizen, but still we are naming public administration, or we are calling the functionaries as public servants. And my question is, or my point to discuss in this webinar is there any difference between the word public and the word citizen? While we were thinking about public servants, we were thinking about public administration, we were thinking about the politicians are serving the public, the government officers are serving the public. And is there any difference between this public and citizen? So anybody can answer if you wish so. It's a time. Let us take it as a time for ice breaking, and let us take it as a time for exchanging ideas, because I can get ideas even from different parts of the country. Yes, you can. Jagadamba Prasad, I am expecting from you first. Then Suresh Kumar. Sumesh Kumar is also there. Dr. Sumesh Kumar is also there.
Sir, thank you very much, sir. The issue raised by you is very relevant. But in fact, I am really not aware about the difference between public and citizen. In my own understanding, I am a student of science, in fact, so I have little lesser knowledge about this difference. But I am really eager to know about it, sir.
Okay, very good, fine, very good, fine, very good, fine. This webinar is meant for you.
Yes, sir.
So I am very happy. At least one person from the country is going to be a beneficiary of this webinar. Then the meaning of the concept of conducting this program is fulfilled in the beginning itself. Thank you very much. Sonu Kumar, who is a journalist, the journalist can tell more about these things to us. Sonu Kumar.
थैंक यू सर फ्रॉम पटना बिहार सर मैं पटना बिहार से जुड़ा हुआ हूं और मुझे अच्छा लगा कि एक अवेयरनेस कार्यक्रम चल रहा है मैं जुड़ गया कुछ जानने के लिए कुछ सीखने के लिए सर आप लोग के बीच बहुत अच्छा लगा सर धन्यवाद
अच्छा है तो बढ़िया तो मैं बोलूंगा ए सिटीजन ऑफ अ कंट्री इज एन इंडिविजुअल recognized under the custom or law as being a legal member of a sovereign nation. That is why the word sovereign is coming very important. Or allegiance to a government in exchange for its protection. That is the number one. We are the members of a country which is a sovereign nation, and I'm a legal member, and I am going to be protected. That protection is the most important part of administration. And Rajesh sir was telling exactly about the situation which happened in Afghanistan. And he was telling when governance is not there, what pandemonium is going to happen in other countries where the sovereignty of the country is being questioned. That's a wonderful opening. That is why I told it was a wonderful opening. So as the citizen, we are being protected by the nation, not only in our home country, but even we are in abroad. Suppose we are in another country and something happened to us, that protection is going to be given by the administration of India, the government of India, because I am a citizen of India. Citizen-centric administration is for the protection of our people. citizen-centric administration is for protecting the interest of the citizen. So those who are inside this platform, we all are supposed to be protected by the country, since we are the citizen of India. And the second thing is, what is governance? And the governance is the process of decision making. We are making a decision. The administration is making a decision. The government is making a decision. And the process by which the decision is implemented. Sometimes not implemented. We know the government used to take some decision, and when they felt that the majority of the citizens are against it, or the cross-section of the society is having some alarm on it, or the majority of the people believe that whether this decision is going to be implemented, our feelings are not to be hurt or our feelings are not to be protected, what the government will decide not to implement that decision. So taking a decision, implementing a decision, and not implementing a decision from the side, thinking from the side of the citizen is also is defined as governance. And the third word, which is there in the vision of Central Vigilance Commission, it is good governance. And how we define this good governance? Good governance is defined as the manner in which the power is exercised. That is why, again, we were thinking about Afghanistan and other countries in which how the power of the administration, whether it is run by military rulers, dictators, or by religious leaders, how that power is being exercised. And good governance is the manner in which the power is exercised in the management of a country's economic, social, and development of its resources. So we can compare the difference between the nations which believe in good governance, citizen-centric administration, and dictatorship, whether by the military or by religious leaders or by some anarchists, whatever it may be. And the people there are suffering because the power exercised by the administrator is not meant for the economic, social, individual, and resourceful development of its citizen. So we are living in a country, that is the important. We are living in a country where the administration is thinking about the citizen of the country from their own side. And the third word that we want to explain in this webinar is what is citizen-centric administration. So we were thinking about who is a citizen. We were discussing about what is governance. And we were thinking about discussing about what is good governance, and now what is citizen-centric administration. In citizen-centric administration, as I said earlier, we are placing the citizen at the center of the modern public administration, where the administration ensures, number one, transparency. Number two, efficiency. Number three, stability. Number four, consistency or continuity in the governance of the system. So it is a time to cross-check. We can cross-check whether our administrative system is transparent, whether our administrative system is efficient, whether our administrative system is stable, whether our administrative system is having a consistency. We can start from consistency. Since independence, 1947 or 1950, our country faces different situations, 3 or 4 wars, we can say. A lot of religious conflicts, communal rights. And in the beginning, we were starving like anything. And more than 200 decades ruled by the British Empire, this land was misutilized at its worst. And it was like a forbidden land, and all our culture, civilization, all our value system, all were tortured and they were vanished. And we got a skeleton. And from there, we started building up the country. And it is a consistent and continuous process till 1947 to 2023. We have different prime ministers, we have different presidents. We have prime ministers and presidents from different way of thinking, different ideologies. But the system is still consistent towards protecting the interest of the citizen and putting the citizen in the center. That is the importance of citizen-centric administration. And the country, there are lot of challenges that we are facing. 2 of our prime ministers were assassinated. But still, how many people were become martyrs in different communal rights? Still, problems are going on different parts of the country. But the system is, even though we are facing all these challenges, the system is still stable and still stable to face any external challenges. That is the most important thing. Whenever there is an external problem, when there is a threat from the externals, we are showing our stability to the world, and we are declaring this country is united to face any challenge because we are stable, because we are following the system of citizen-centric administration where citizen is put at the center. And the efficiency and transparency of the administration, that is our responsibility to keep it both as the functionaries and as the citizen. Only a matured citizen can ensure the transparency and efficiency in administration. And the purpose of this week's celebration, say no to corruption, because that word corruption is the most important word which questions, which challenges these 2 words, the transparency and efficiency. So we should be able to say no to corruption to show our commitment towards our nation. That is the importance of this celebration, and that is the importance of this webinar. And the citizen-centric administration, where the transparency, efficiency, stability, and consistency and continuity of the governance system is enforced, we cannot forget our father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, because he was the first person who had a vision about the country, about good governance and people-centric administration. And according to Gandhi, the governance means empowerment of the people at the grassroots. That is the most important thing. When we were thinking about development, when we were thinking about the progress of the country, the first picture that we should come to the mind of any administrator, any decision maker, is the people from the grassroots. That was the concept of Gandhi. And second, he gave importance to equality of opportunity. If the governance is going to be people-centric and citizen-centric, and effective governance is going to be emphasized, it should be providing opportunity for all the people, especially those who were marginalized, those who were sidelined, those who were out of the mainstream for thousands of years because of the socio-economic, religious factors of this country. That is why the Constitution of India gives more importance to social justice. So effective administration, citizen-centric administration gives more importance to social justice. And if you want to make administration more powerful, as Rajesh sir told in the beginning, it should not be centered on persons, but the decentralization of administration should be there. And cooperative participation of the citizens should be there, and the democratic self-governance should be there. So Gandhi pointed out that the people, empowerment of the people at the grassroots level, equality of opportunities, giving special privilege to those who were deprived of opportunities for a long time, decentralization of administration, cooperative participation, and democratic self-governance. These are the elements, these are the pillars of effective governance. And in his booklet, Constructive Program, its meaning and places, it was written, it was published in 1941, even before our independence. We can do. It is very interesting to note that Gandhiji had a very clear way of functioning a citizen-centric administration in the independence India, even before the independence and while he was doing the freedom struggle. That is why he defined good governance as a society where there is complete equality. The second thing what he emphasized was communal harmony. And third thing he emphasized was self-employment. And the fourth thing was democratic principles of participation. And what is democratic principles of participation? That is what Rajesh sir was, again, he opened that topic. In a democracy, when democracy or administration becoming meaningful, when the words, the opinion, the suggestions of the minorities were also being heard empathetically. That's why we say in democracy, I'm objecting your suggestion, I'm disagreeing your opinion, I am against your views, but I am there to tell you that I am with you for giving the ultimate absolute freedom to express your difference of opinion. That is citizen-centric administration or effective governance or the essence of democratic values and democratic self-governance. That is the democratic principles and participation. And he believed that every village must be a republic in its with full powers. That is what is our presently happening in our country through Panchayati Raj, three-tier system of Panchayati Raj. Now the government is giving direct access to the Panchayati Raj system, and almost all part of the country, the Panchayati Raj system is being empowered, and effective administrative systems are there even in the remote villages of the country. And the second thing is that the weakest must have the same opportunity as the strongest. That is, I repeatedly told you, the essence of social justice. The weaker section is not being marginalized, not being sidelined. We were trying our level best to bring them to the mainstream. And how can we do at present scenario? How can we continue it with the consistency? That is the part of effective governance. And there must be perfect harmony between people belonging to different religion. So when we were thinking about some incidents happening different parts of the country, this becomes an alarming situation, making an alarming situation in our mind. But we believe that since we have the proven track record of overcoming all these challenges with a stable governments and stable administration, I feel and I expect and I hope, and I am an optimistic in this matter, that the perfect harmony between people belonging to different religion are going to be a reality in our country for a long, long time. And Gandhi emphasized on women. And he believed that women must be treated par with men in all aspects. We know our system, our country, the all majority of the belief systems, which all the religions are talking about women, and all the religions are worshipping women as goddess, mother. We will give n number of adjectives to them. But when we were thinking about giving them the share of the power system, and the lion's share is unfortunately being captured by the men itself. There is a glass ceiling, and gender discrimination is a reality. That is why the government is enforcing reservation. Now the bill is there in the parliament, which is passed. The government is giving emphasis to women administrators, women leaders, women rulers in the democratic system, which is going to be people-centric and citizen-centric, and good governance is going to be the dream of the day is going to be fulfilled. So all these elements were happened, all these things were suggested by Gandhi before independence. And after independence, the first administrative reforms committee was constituted on January 5th, 1966. And it was presided over by Mr. Morarji Desai, who became the Prime Minister of India later. And the second administrative reforms committee was constituted on 31st/8/2005 under the chairmanship of Veerappa Moily, but he resigned from that post in 2009, and V. Ramachandran took the responsibility of the new chairperson. And the second administrative reforms committee report comprised reforms, a lot of reforms in our country. And the second administrative reforms committee's recommendations are the core area of changing the system of administration in India 100% citizen centric. And they suggested a lot of how the government, Indian government's organization structure should be revamped. And they were suggesting revamping of personnel and administration, reinforcement of financial management system, local self-government, problems in federal policy, promoting e-governance, crisis management, right to information, unlocking human management, and many more. And the topic that we are discussing, citizen-centric administration, was the most important among the suggestions put forward by Second Administrative Reforms Committee report headed by Veerappa Moily at the first and Mr. V. Ramachandran in the second half after the resignation of Veerappa Moily. And I told in the very beginning, the Central Vigilance Commission was appointed in 1964. That was the first step towards, or the initiative towards, the enforcing of citizen-centric administration in the country. And after that, Lokpal and Lokayukta, I think in many states, Lokayukta is there. And the Lokpal, it's a very interesting to note that the first Lokpal bill was presented in the parliament and it was finalized and passed after 40 years of discussions and debates. Then only it became a reality. 10 failed attempts in the parliament. 10 failed attempts. But it was finally enacted on 18th December 2013. The President of India signed it, and the Lokpal and the Lokayukta Act on January 1st, 2014. So Lokayukta, the people-friendly administration towards thinking against corruption, the watchdog of democracy, how the public servants, the public figures, the democratically elected persons are performing. And both Lokpal and Lokayukta are the two major watchdogs as far as people-centric, citizen-centric administration for good governance is concerned. And again, citizen charter. I will discuss about this citizen charter later. And now we are very proud to say, as comparing to any developed country in this world, our e-governance system, because e-governance, the improvement of the e-governance system is one of the means to curb the corruption and delay in administration. And the delay in administration is for making corruption. And when the things are being transparently handed over to the citizen, information and communication technology facilities are enforcing powerfully the transmission of information, processing of informations, the processing of data is so easy, and cloud computing makes the synthesis of data collected very accurate and powerful. And the government's procedures are becoming transparent to the citizen and we can understand what is happening there in one department, or what is the system there, what to do in our fingertips or in a mobile, and we will get the messages from the government system to give us informations about how the file system is moving. So it is helping the system to take decisions judiciously, speedily, accurately, and it increases the transparency. There are two words, the transparency and accountability. Both the transparency and accountability are the most important pillars of citizen-centric administration. And the public grievance and a redressal and monitoring system is being computerized. A computerized public grievance and redressal system, monitoring system, is installed in India. And the Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances already established that system, public computerized grievance redressal mechanism system in their department. And it is going to be extended to all the departments in the country. And as a part of Department of Personnel and Training, as a recognized trainer of Government of India, I got a lot of opportunities to attend the training programs and training programs by DOPT. And the most important factor of each and every training module is that the system, the departments, which is functioning for the government, for the citizen, and the citizen should feel that such a department is functioning here for them. That is why I told in the very beginning, the system was functionary centric, and now it's a transforming situation. Now the system is being transferred to citizen centric, and tomorrow there is no option other than transferring, changing the system citizen centric. Unfortunately, the steps taken by Government of India now, from training module of civil servants, IAS and IPS officers, to those who are inducting in government service and those who are working at the cutting edge level and who is having direct interaction with the citizen, is being trained, and 5 states are taken as experimental states, and fortunately my state Kerala is also one among them, and I got a lot of opportunity to attend the training programs regarding citizen-centric administration. So that is why I can tell the system is transferring consistent, maybe it may be slowly, because a vast country like India, we cannot make all changes all of a sudden. But the e-governance, the mechanizations, the computerization, and the invention of internet and invented related gadgets and computerized mechanisms make the things so easy and fast than before. So the people, the citizen of the country, is now feeling what is there, what is happening. And the most important tool that now there in the hands of the citizen is the Right to Information Act. And it is most powerfully enacted in my state, Kerala. I think it is there in all the states. and the citizen is having a proud and privileged to enforce that, to utilize that tool powerfully to know what is happening in government sector and what is happening as far as the administrator is concerned. And even the functionaries are afraid, a little bit afraid of the Right to Information Act, because the uh, the penalty, the punishment enforced in this law is something alarming for the functionaries, but it is for the benefit of the country and making the system more powerful. And as all of you know, the National Human Rights Commission, National Commission for Women, National Commission for the Protection of Child Rights, the National Commission for Scheduled Castes, the National Commission for Scheduled Tribe, the National Commission for Backward Classes, the National Commission for the Minorities, the National Consumer Disputed Redressal. All these national bodies are the part of all these institutions are the part of making affirmative actions for the socio-economic empowerment of the weaker section of the society, and the citizen is being protected inside the country. So friends, the citizen-centric administration is having different tools with it, different arms. And we can concise all of them into 4 pillars of effective governance. That is 4 E's. 4 E's of effective governance. Number 1 is ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos. Ethos means the expressive character of work of the system of the people. How our citizens are being treated by the administrators. I've typed that word in the chat box, you can look at it. Ethos, the expressive character of work of the system of a people, how we are dealing with the people, how we are protecting them, and how we are showing our empathy towards them, how the interpersonal relation between the functionary and the citizen is maintained in the offices, how the decision-making process is pro-people and pro-poor. These all comes under the ethos of the effective administration or ethos of good governance. Number 2, the second E is, you can read it. It is ethics. And for transparency, for effective administration, the functionary should, each and every functionary should have to maintain certain values and ethics. And I am happy to tell you, a number of training programs are being conducted all over India for the functionaries to change their attitude towards the system of administration, towards the people. And the administration system should be value-based, keeping all the value system or keeping the ethics for the benefit of the citizen. And the third E is, again it is being written in the chat box, it is equity. Equity is all citizens are treated equally with empathy, but give an importance to the weaker session. Because when you are putting all the people in a line for running in a competition, we should make it sure that all are healthy enough to face that competition, and all will be the interest of the weaker should also be protected. That is the meaning of equity. And the last E is efficiency. Speedy and effective delivery of service without harassment, and using the power in their hands, because the administrators are having the power in their hands, and how they are investing that power. That shows the efficiency of the governing system. We can take decisions based on rules, regulations, law, everything that I understood. But when you are taking the decision, when you are interpreting the law, what is coming to your mind first? And when I am interpreting a law and making a decision on a particular topic, who is there coming to my mind? That was Gandhi's concept. The poorest of the poor, the weakest of the weaker. And the interest of the poorest of the poor and the interest of the weakest of the weaker should be there on our mind while we were making the system, the decisions in your fingertip or your tip of your pen. That is efficiency. The efficiency for making the system most important one. And what are the challenges that we are facing? As far as a government employee and as a part of the Department of Personnel and Training, I can tell the attitudinal problems of the civil servants are against making the system 100% citizen-centric. Second, the lack of accountability of the functionaries are ailing the citizen-centric administration and effective governance and good governance. And red tapeism is one of the reasons for effective and good governance is not being implemented as in par with the expectation of the citizen. And the third and fourth thing, IGNOU and its functionaries and its students, even the teachers, you can play a clear role, because low levels of awareness of the rights and duties of the citizen. I'm repeating, the low level of awareness of the rights and duties of the citizens and the ineffective implementation of laws and rules. These are the two factors in which IGNOU, which is having a nervous system. If we consider our country as a human body, IGNOU is its nervous system, because it is happening all over the country. And two, I am very much, I'm very happy to tell you that two of its missions. Number one, provide intelligent and flexible system of education to meet the challenges of access and equity, and work towards development of a knowledge society, forge convergence of all systems, and work for the seamless education across national boundaries to develop global collaboration and partnership. It is one of the missions of IGNOU. which can play a key role in establishing, enforcing awareness towards the citizen about their rights and duties. And the second one, take education to the hitherto unreached and to promote community participation for the local development through the life coping skills, provide specific need-based education and training opportunities for the continuous professional development and skill upgradation to the in-service professionals. If we are going to implement these two factors with its full strength, I strongly believe IGNO is going to make a big impact across the country as far as effective governance, citizen-centric administration, and good governance is going to establish in this country. Thank you very much for giving such a wonderful opportunity to interact with you. Thank you very much for your patient listening and waiting for your remarks. Over to Satya or over to Rajesh sir.
So shall we open the floor for questions and discussions?
Definitely, definitely.
So over to the participants for your questions or your opinions, please.
Jagadamba Prasad raised his hand.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, yeah, thank you, sir, for your very enriching speech. In fact, it was a sort of orientation program for me. I'm ARD at IGNU Regional Center, Dehradun. And I think that this program, this 1 hour lecture should be recorded, and should everybody who has recently or has joined the public services should read the, I mean, should watch your program. You have highlighted all the important concept or all the key words which a public servant should know. So thank you very much for explaining the meaning of those all things. Secondly, sir, whenever we talk about this government administration things and we read those government books, rules, and regulations, they are very dry. But when we read them with this perspective that you have given through your speech, different keywords like efficiency, ethics, ethos, everything, whatever you have said. So then the everything become interesting, that we then appreciate our power being at government institutions. So the perspective that you have given is very important, and every government person should have that. One thing that I will like to say, that whenever we see, when we are operating in a system like IGNO or in a government system, we see that many of the officers, including means who are in IGNO and as well as who are in other departments, many things suffer because they don't take decision on the right time. Many people have this tendency of avoiding decision making to play safe. So I don't know how to means how it can be overcome to be an efficient administrator. How we can stop that tendency and take decision making. But I know that when we take decision, then there are certain risk involved. But I will like a person who takes decision rather than a person who plays safe. So if you can say something about that.
Yes, Jagadamba, I really thankful for your positive comment, and thank you very much for raising such a relevant issue. That is why I told which are the ailing factors of effective administration. The first thing I told was attitudinal problems of the civil servants. Even DOPT believes that when we are conducting a training program for 30 participants, and we as trainers, we used it to give a direction that if 10% persons are going to change their attitude, out of the 30, if 10 persons are going to change their attitude towards the citizen and the decision making factors, the training program is a great success, because we were following a system of functionary centric administration for a very long time. Even though the steps were taken from the first administrative commission's report, administrative reforms committee report, practically it is not being implemented full-fledged even today. That is the fact. So we are conducting a lot of, earlier we in training we believed that we cannot change the behavior of a person. Nowadays it is believed that behavior also can be changed. So a lot of behavioral training programs are being conducted, and let us hope that it may create a positive result as fast and as early as possible. Thank you for your valuable suggestion. And Regional Center from Jabalpur. Nice to meet you, sir.
Good evening, sir. It's pleasure and good to have the talk on this very important theme also. For everyone, in fact, I say. It's not only for the administrator. In fact,
Exactly.
the citizen is the most powerful person in any democracy, if I am not incorrect.
Exactly. You are right, sir. Absolutely
And
right.
so he should be the good administrator. If he is the good administrator, then I think everything will fall in line, sir.
Exactly. That is why we are believing in people, citizen-centered administration. Citizen, that is the concept of citizen-centric administration, because citizens should be in the center. Sonu Kumar, journalist. Any suggestion, any comment, any feedback?
मैं तो आज विषय भी महत्वपूर्ण था। मैं हिंदी में बोल सकता हूँ ना? हिंदी में
बोल दीजिए,
हाँ,
बिल्कुल
तो
बोलिए।
आपने इतने अच्छे से इस सब्जेक्ट को आपने बताया, और इस विषय के साथ मुझे विषय में रुचि थी, अब मैं जुड़ा और आपसे जो जानकारी मिली बहुत ही अच्छा लगा सर। मैं तो चाहूंगा अगर इसकी रिकॉर्डिंग भी, अगर जिस तरह से फेसबुक पर ये पोस्टर अपडेट है, रिकॉर्डिंग भी अपडेट हो जाए तो ज्यादा बेहतर होगा। मैं इसकी रिकॉर्डिंग भी शेयर करना चाहूंगा उन लोगों के बीच में जो इच्छुक होंगे इस विषय के लिए। धन्यवाद सर।
धन्यवाद, धन्यवाद। राजेश जी और सत्या भी तो उसने आंसर दिए होगा आपका क्वेश्चन में।
हाँ जी, ये फेसबुक पे हम जरूर डालेंगे सोनू जी। फेसबुक ही नहीं, फेसबुक में तो लाइव चल ही रहा है, तो रिकॉर्डिंग तो है ही उसके साथ। वो कभी भी आप एक्सेस कर सकते हैं। आरसी ट्रिवेंड्रम फेसबुक से आपको मिल जाएगा, और यूट्यूब में भी डालेंगे 1 या 2 दिन में, तो आपको वहाँ से भी मिल जाएगा। तो दोनों जगह आपको आसानी से वो एक्सेस कर पाएंगे। तो बहुत धन्यवाद सोनू जी। So Rajalan sir, it was again a pleasure listening to you. When I was at other regional centers, I used to listen as a participant, but today I can take the pride of being a co-organizer for this session. And it was wonderful, sir, the kind of perspectives that you have given today. Those are very important. Not only in full-fledged government institutions, but also across the board, even in semi-governmental institutions and even in private sector also.
Exactly.
Governance is a concept that runs across all the institutions. Even in a small tea shop also, the issue of governance comes. So
exactly.
It is right there across the board. And some of the...
सर एक बात मैं जरूर बोलना एक बात मैं बोलना चाहूंगा यहाँ पे कि जब से ये कोरोना काल का समय आया और जब से इग्नू का जो आभासी माध्यम से जितना भी कार्यक्रम होता है, मैं उसके लिए मैं नागेश्वर राव VC सर जो है, मैं उनको बहुत ही सैल्यूट करता हूँ, क्योंकि उनके द्वारा उनके निर्देशन में इतने सारे कार्यक्रम हुए हैं और ये सारे यूट्यूब पे अवेलेबल है। और हर दिन प्रत्येक दिन सर मैं देखता हूँ कि हर नए नए विषय के साथ कोई ना कोई कार्यक्रम यूट्यूब होता ही रहता है। मैं जब भी जुड़ता हूँ तो एक लगता है कि नहीं, मैं अच्छे पे जुड़ पा रहा हूँ। ये सबसे बड़ी बात है। तो एक दो बार मैं करने का अवसर ये अब आभासी माध्यम से कार्यक्रम होना बंद हो गए, उसके बाद आप लोग का लगातार इस तरह का इंटैक्ट है सर। इस तरह के आगे भी चलाते रहे, से क्या होता है कि 1 घंटे बैठकर जो इधर उधर हम लोग करते हैं, उससे सुनकर कुछ जानने और सीखने को, लिखने का भी, हम जैसे पत्रकारिता के जो विद्यार्थी हैं, लिखने का भी अवसर मिलता है। तो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर, क्योंकि ये सही मायने में डिबेट नहीं है, लेकिन यहाँ जो डिबेट होता है सही मायने में डिबेट है, क्योंकि यहाँ कुछ सीखने, जानने और कुछ करने का मौका मिलता है। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर।
थैंक यू।
आपके सुझाव के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सोनू जी। और आपने जो कहा था वो बहुत ही सच है। आप आगे भी हमारे साथ जुड़े रहेंगे, बाकी कार्यक्रमों के लिए भी ये हमारे सोच है, और जरूर हम चाहेंगे कि आप हमारे साथ जुड़े। जो भी कार्यक्रम आरसी ट्रिवांड्रम और इग्नो के बाकी क्षेत्रीय केंद्र भी जो चलाते हैं, उनके साथ आप जुड़े रहिए, तो हम ऐसे ही आपसे मुलाकात होती रहेगी। So as I was mentioning, Rajan sir had in fact covered a wide gamut of areas which are so important as far as governance and administration of the country is concerned. But the most important element that I liked about his entire talk was the emphasis on attitude, because the issues of attitude always matter as far as governance and a citizen-centric approach is concerned. Whether we go to a municipal office or to a trade union office, anywhere, the attitude is the primary thing that affects the quality of services there. And even in institutions such as IGNO and various other institutions across the board, there has been a conscious process of trying to reform this attitudinal aspect. And that's why over a period of time, we have in fact seen that there has been an improvement in the quality of services in many of the institutions. Of course, much more needs to be done, but beginning has definitely been made. So thank you, sir. Thank you for that very wonderful insight that has been given to us. And there are several areas we will work on. And in future also, I'm sure we will be the beneficiaries of the pearls of wisdom that you share with us. And,
thank you. Thank you, Rajesh sir, and special thanks to Satya.
And I'm also thankful to our colleagues from other regional centers who have joined in. RD sir from Jabalpur, Jagadamba ji from Dehradun, of course Sonu ji from I think Patna. Patna से है ना?
सोनू पटना
जी सर, मैं पटना बिहार से जुड़ा हुआ हूँ।
पटना से है, और हमारे we have our colleagues like Sanal ji, Sumesh ji, and others also. So everyone has so heartily participated.
I am eagerly waiting for you, Sanal ji.
Pardon? So, yeah, Sanal.
He is my elder close friend.
Thank you, Mr. As you know, Mr. MC Rajalan is a very good friend of mine, and I feel this as a fruitful session. Thank you, Mr. Rajalan, and congratulations to the entire team behind this webinar led by our beloved regional director, Sri Rajesh sir, and my intimate friend, Mr. Satyakirti. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
See, if anyone else has a comment to make or any discussion to make, kindly join in. Yeah, Satyakirti, I think you can take over.
So I think it's time to wind up the program. I hope there are no further suggestions or comments on this particular webinar. So it's a pleasure that we have listened to our esteemed Sri Rajalan sir for his presentation on citizen-centric administration. So he has given a wide range of aspects on governance. So it is, I think it's time for each of us to think on that. And as our Rajesh sir was telling, it's attitude. which is very much important in governance. So that's what even I too feel, and attitude with more of compassion. So I think that will lead many things forward in governance. So it's time for to deliver my vote of thanks to each one of you. First, I would like to thank our guest speaker, Sri Rajalan sir, for being present here and to make an excellent presentation on this particular topic.
Thank
So,
you.
on behalf of the Regional Center Trivandrum and all the participants on this national webinar, I express my sincere thanks to you, sir, and
Thank you.
I hope you will be associated with us in our further endeavors.
Sure, sure.
Thank you, sir. And next, I would like to thank our Senior Region Director, Dr. Rajesh, sir, for presiding over this particular national webinar and giving his insights into this particular topic. So I thank you, sir, for your address. Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to thank the participants from across the country, from the regional centers, Delhi to then RC Jabalpur, and then from Dehradun, our Jagadamba Prasad ji, and our coordinators, Dr. Sanal sir, journalists from Patna, Sonu Kumar, and all other participants from RC Cochin, RC Vadagara, etc., for participating in this particular webinar. And I hope, I hope this particular webinar will be of use to all of you. And once again, I express my sincere thanks to all of you. Thank you. I think we'll raise for the national anthem. जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा, तव शुभ नामे गाहे, तव शुभ आशीष माहे, जाहे तव जय गाथा, जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, जय हे जय हे जय हे, जय 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 हे. Thank you all.
Thank you, Rajan sir, and all others for joining. It was wonderful having all of you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.